guys, what's going on? How you guys doing? Good? Alright. Welcome back to the Stoner Podcast. I'm Adrian. Thanks for listening. So, I'm gonna be talking about what happened in the Capitol. And yes, I know, it's a week later, I think. I will explain later what happened and why I'm late. Although a few of you probably realize why I'm late. So, yeah, I'm gonna be talking about that. And also, I'm gonna talk about the aftermath, what happened when all was said and done. And it's gonna be a quick one, so I'm gonna step on the gas. Buckle up, buckaroos. Let's get it. So by now, most of you know what happened at the Capitol. I know I'm super late, but hey, listen, I only do one of these a week. And if something happens in the middle of the week, I'm not gonna touch it until next Wednesday, which is what I'm doing now. So I apologize for that. I know I'm super late. But my advantage is that now I had more than enough time to read and listen to other people's opinion. So I feel I have a good outlook on the situation. I want to tell you my opinion, but before that, I do want to take you back to the beginning when he said he was running for president. Back then, I don't remember having a strong opinion either way, in favor or against. But he obviously had his following already. You know, running for the presidency is a popularity contest. And he had a head start. I mean, people already knew him from the Home Alone movie. He did wrestling appearances. And he had arguably one of the biggest TV shows in the early 2000s. You guys remember that one, The Apprentice? Everybody was watching The Apprentice. Even I was watching The Apprentice. And I wouldn't say I was his biggest fan back then. But I understood and saw in him the same things producers saw in him as well. The fact is that he has this eccentric and bigger-than-life personality with the addition of a mouth that has no filter. Trust me, if I were a producer back then, I would say the same thing. Keep the cameras rolling and shut up. Let him do his thing. But it's for that reason that I was never into him like that. Even though there were people who thought he was cool and rappers were making songs because they were either as rich as he was or wanted to be as rich as he was. But he was never my cup of tea. Usually, I get along better with people who are humble, they don't take themselves too seriously, and they can usually make fun of themselves. Having said that, I had no reason to hate him. Back then, I was one of those people who was optimistic. I was like, listen, let's give the guy a shot, all right? Give him the opportunity to do his thing, run his agenda. Let's see what happens. I was optimistic. I wanted to see prosperity. I wanted to see him do the business side of things that he was supposedly good at. But I don't know, somewhere towards the middle of his term, I was like, oh boy, this is not going to work out. At every turn, he was casting doubt on the very system that elected him. He was firing people that went against his will. And in my head, I was like, he sounds like a fucking dictator. That's when I started paying attention. Fast forward a few days ago, he was posting about having a rally the day of Biden's confirmation. I was like, here we go. Then he had all the big players there. People like Rudy Giuliani, who apparently binge-watched Game of Thrones the day before and thought it was a good idea to come in that morning and tell people that he wanted a trial by combat, presumably against his political rivals. All of them were pretty much hinting that they should take America by force. Then Trump went up himself and said that he expects Mike Pence to do what he told him to do, wink, wink. And if he didn't, well, he wasn't going to be too happy with him. But in between that phrase, he made a pause. I didn't do it correctly like he did. He said it more like, well, I expect Mike Pence to do what I want him to do. Or, well, I don't know, but I won't be too happy with him. And that pause right there, man, I'm still wondering, what did he really wanted to say? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but he has this whole old school gangster vibe going. Like, he doesn't tell you clearly what he means. He will be as vague as possible to make sure he can claim that he didn't mean what you think he meant later on. I'm telling you, man, he gives me the same vibe a New York mobster would. Hey, Clams, why don't you go over there and pay my friend Tony a visit? You know, he hasn't been performing like he should. I'm worried about the guy. Maybe the job got him stressed out. I don't know. You know what? Tell him we're gonna give him a trip to the Bahamas, all expenses paid. They tell me the coral reefs is looking nice this time of years. Alright? I don't know. It gotta be his mother. She works late at night at that hospital. And these streets aren't safe. I think we gotta take care of her. You know what I mean? Get that burden off his shoulders. Sorry for my terrible mobster accent. But that's how I feel. Like, based on what you heard, do you think they're really gonna take care of those people? Or they really want to hurt these people? I don't know. But that's how I feel when Trump speaks. And also, that's why I wasn't shocked when some dude showed up at the Capitol and with the help of other people, they built a gallows outside the Capitol. And then another group went inside and they were chanting, "Hang my Pence, hang my Pence." I was like, holy shit, it's going down. But here's my opinion. I know Trump didn't tell these people to break in and start vandalizing the Capitol, but he did hype them up. He did ask them to march to the Capitol to take America back. What does that mean? That's a very broad statement. Anyone could take it and run with it. And I do believe he was hoping they did run with it. Alright? And those other senators didn't help either. People like Ted Cruz, who back in the days was exchanging insults with Donald Trump, but now happens to be his biggest fan. Or is he? I don't know if you guys forgot, but Republicans hated Donald Trump. And once they saw the numbers of followers he was bringing to the fold, they started licking their chops. Because by pretending they stand with Donald Trump, they can effectively hijack those votes for themselves. It's all a game. And the same way they knew the whole Take America Back thing wasn't going to work, but still did it to stunt for their fan base, it's the same reason Democrats are trying to kick him out with only weeks before the end of his term, because they're doing the same thing. They want to stunt for their fan base as well. It's all the same people. So don't take the pill. And then what happened was the aftermath, where every social media giant blocked Donald Trump because of the things he was putting on social media. And this one gets a bit dicey for me, because I do believe that they shouldn't censor anybody. They should allow anybody to just say whatever they want. But at the same time, they are a private company. So, I'm like, yeah. Now, we could make the argument that a lot of those companies are owned or operated by people who are liberal. But then again, the market is open. Why is it that most of these people are liberal? Don't we have conservative people who are also nerds? Why is it that most nerds are liberals? I don't really get it. But whatever the case is, that's how the market has been set up. They own most of those big social media platforms. And I don't know, I don't really know where to go with this one. Like I said, I wish they would keep him on to see what the hell he's saying. But then again, he's using the platform to pretty much light the beacon. You guys remember in Lord of the Rings where there's that one guy, light the beacons, light the beacons, light the beacons, light the beacons. So it's pretty much just him promoting conflict and other people taking that and running with it. And so I believe Twitter and Facebook don't want their platform used as a blowhorn for whatever it is that he's trying to do, because he's pretty much having a call to arms, if you will. So, I don't know. Like I said, that's a complicated issue because they are private companies. They set their own rules. And, everybody has freedom of speech until you break a rule or a law. And then you pretty much relinquish your right to freedom. If you play by the rules, they wouldn't do that, but I guess he violated the rules or whatever. So, I don't know. Things are crazy right now. But say what you will, my opinion is that Donald Trump has been the worst president we had, at least in my lifetime. I don't know any other presidents that were this bad. And if you're still wondering, well, how bad can he be? Put it this way. Democrats, having had all three, the White House, the Senate, and the House of Representatives, since 1892. What does that tell you? This guy was so bad, he managed to turn all those assets from the Republicans back to the Democrats. And there were states that usually were red, they turned blue. So I don't even want to do no quickie news today, man. I'm tired about the news. I don't want to hear anything else about the news. Just enjoy the song that I'm going to place at the end of this episode. And I'll see you guys on the next one.